Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, reviewing Married at First Sight Season 9, Episodes 9 and 10. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. So, I decided to bulk these two episodes because if I just did one, it was going to be short. And some of you guys didn't like the fact that the last video was short. So you guys let me know, would you rather I bulk it to make the videos at least like 20 minutes? Or is it okay if the video is like 10? Y'all let me know. But anyways, starting at episode 9, we have Alex and Holly who are staying in different apartments along with Eve and Charlie and Casper and Emma, while Rochelle has finally moved into her apartment with Orson. Then the expert week begins, where the experts give each couple tasks to do, but the couples that really need extra help get visited by the experts, and Mel is first to visit Casper and Emma.
I didn't set out in this experiment to hurt my wife.
Tell me, Casper, what do you say to yourself about your own body?
Don't like my nose, don't like my love handles.
Do you see that it's a double standard? You know, it's very common, I think, to lash out at someone for representing something that we perhaps don't like about ourselves.
Now, I'm going to be completely honest, okay? Getting tired of this narrative. Getting tired of it. And this is why, if you guys have seen videos where I've spoken about like bigger people being on these shows, if they're not partnered with somebody who is into a bigger person, I don't want it. I don't want it. Because this is boring now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing to be like, oh, I thought I would be attracted to somebody like this, but I'm not. But to already know walking in that somebody who is fuller figured would never be someone you're interested in, why are you even wasting each of the people's time? Like, what are we doing here? So now Mel is going to say, well, Casper, don't you think that the way you view yourself and your low self-esteem and your body image issues is the reason why you're choosing to attack Emma? Respectfully, that's on y'all experts, because y'all knew he had low self-esteem. Y'all knew he had low confidence. Y'all knew he had body image issues. And you went to pair him with somebody who needs reassurance in those places, but you gave them somebody who struggles with the exact same thing. Then you're going to look at him and be like, well, you shouldn't treat her that way because you treat yourself that. Tired. I'm so tired of this storyline. Like, if you're not going to get people who like bigger people, don't pair the big people with the non-big loving people. Okay? Jeez. Casper says that he would like to see a softer side from... what's this lady's name? I already forgot. Emma. He says that she gets very bullish and he would like to see more vulnerability. Mel pushes back and she says that when she is acting bullish, that is actually her being vulnerable. And unfortunately, when she's in an uncomfortable situation, she heightens that bullish nature. So he's like, oh, okay, maybe I can see that. Then they were tasked to write 3 things that they like about each other. He said that he liked her smile, her confidence, and how supportive she is. And she said she liked his knowledge, passion, and auburn eyes. Apparently this was a fresh start for them. I don't believe it. I think no matter what the reason is, the guy does not like her. So it doesn't matter how the experts try to rationalize it. Oh, it's because you lack self-confidence. Okay. But at the end of the day, he still don't like her. So let's wrap this story up. Thank you. Another task that the couples got was the Ask Me Anything task. This one was given to Lacey and Nathan and Rochelle and Orson.
What is your favorite thing about me?
Like, you've got a good smile, you're very good looking.
What is your favorite characteristic about me?
Soft, a bit softy. I'm probably used to like hard outside and hard inside, whereas you're hard, soft boy.
So Nathan really struggles to articulate his feelings, at least verbally, which is what Lacey needs. She needs that verbal reassurance. She needs that, words of affirmation. She's a words of affirmation girly. She needs it just deeply, okay? So I'm thinking to myself, would it be better if he maybe took some time to write things down and then recite it back to her? Especially because they're still new, very new. I can imagine how hard it is for him to put his feelings into words because he's still trying to figure out what his feelings are in the first place. They're going to have to come to some kind of compromise. Like, okay, maybe verbal affirmation is not what you're comfortable with right now, but when you do this, like when you make the bed in the morning and make breakfast and buy flowers or whatever, that's you telling me, hey, I'm reassuring you, I'm still into this, I'm still into you. maybe that'll work, because her consistently looking for words from a guy who consistently struggles with words is just going to be a recipe for disaster. Now for Orson and Rochelle has no problem saying how she feels. We know that to be true. The only thing for me that I wonder is whether or not she questions his masculinity. And someone in the comments was like, a guy being emotional doesn't mean that he's not masculine. I never said that. I'm saying I believe that Rochelle questions his alpha male status because he's such a soft guy. I genuinely think that might be her roadblock when it comes to him. So she hasn't said it explicitly, like, hey, you're not man enough. I don't think she would. If she did, that would be crazy. But I don't think she would say that explicitly. That's just what I'm thinking she's thinking. Kieran and Christina are given the same task, and it was a very emotional experience for the both of them.
What's the reason you get so emotional?
Don't cry, you're all right.
PMDD symptoms, the senses are so heightened. Am I too much for you?
Because I know you're such an emotional person, I kind of just, I put you first. Do need to remember to not forget who I am, because it's took us a long time to get to where I am. And you're not too much, like you do you.
Thank you.
You're a beautiful, beautiful person.
They both shared that in previous relationships, they had been seen as being too much, and so their partners made them feel like they were a burden in their relationships. It was so sad hearing Kieran say like he had to just sit in the car to give his partner space from him because he was doing too much. Like, oh my God, that's so heartbreaking. Oh my gosh. And then Christina talks about having PMDD, and so she can have a lot of like mood swings, and when she does have these sad moments, they're really big for her, and so she wonders if he's able to deal with that. And right now he says that he can. I do think that they match each other's energy. My only question with them is when it's good, but when it's bad, like how bad can it get? Especially because they seem to meet each other. Like when one is on a high, the other is on a high. When one is sad, the other is sad. So when one is like super angry, can the other one also get super angry? Like that's just what I wonder, but that's me nitpicking. I feel like at this point they're one of the front runners, if not the front running couple. Actually, no, I think the front running couple is Sasha and Ross. They might be the best, the couple with the best connection going on so far. But right after them, I would say is these two. Eve and Charlie get the letter writing challenge, and Eve says she's not comfortable divulging her feelings to people who she doesn't know. So she needs time to do the task, but then doesn't do the task.
I did say I want to go home and think about it, you know, so it's genuine and stuff. But talking about your feelings, people that have hurt you, it's a lot. My biggest fears are rejection and abandonment. I am worthy of love and I don't deserve to be alone. It's not that I didn't want to do it. You fight with me every single... It's always me. We agreed to squash it however long ago. Don't put down the way I feel. Because you're lying. You were lying. I'm lying.
My God.
Charlie.
Get out. Just get out. Leave.
At this point, I'm wondering why the experts aren't deciding to intervene with this couple. Eve doesn't seem to want to try. Could be the edit, but it really doesn't seem like she wants to try. I do think that Charlie needs to give Eve a little bit more space to articulate herself, because it seems like Charlie's frustration is making her kind of bulldoze conversations when that's what makes Eve retreat. However, Charlie is not doing too much to the point where Eve can't stick around to work it out based on what we've seen. This whole, she slams doors and she yells and she this and she that, we have yet to see that. Based on what we have seen, I do think that Eve shuts down at any sign of conflict. And to me, that's not productive. Like, how are you going to get through these issues that you're having if you're not around long enough to just sit down and talk about it? You even asked for time to do the task, and then you just didn't do the task at all. That's very much so a lack of effort, sis. Like, Eve, come on. And because Eve is more prone to crying and Charlie is the loud one, it looks like Charlie is more of the issue. But I think Eve, maybe not an equal part, but Eve plays a part in why this relationship is going down the pits. And the experts aren't really saying much about it. Hopefully they call her out on the next one, because me personally, I'm kind of tired of Charlie getting the brunt end of the stick here. Like, yes, Charlie is loud, Charlie is full on, but at least Charlie is trying. It looks like Eve isn't trying at all. Holly and Adam get a visit from Charlene, and she brings out an intimacy box so she can spark some physical chemistry between these two.
I feel like maybe he does need that push.
Kind of just tried to enjoy it, but feels a little bit weird.
Okay, let's take it up a notch.
It was just a little bit weird, like...
I do really want a kiss and a cuddle from Adam. Oh my God, I feel like how long have I been bloody waiting?
Adam was not feeling this at all. Like, he indulged because you're supposed to, but did he enjoy? No, he did not. He was like, why am I massaging her hand? This is weird. Not gonna lie, the hand massage, maybe massages are just not the vibe, because he didn't like the back massage that she gave him. He didn't like the hand massage that he's giving her. Like, maybe let's just not do massages, you know? Let's do, why didn't they do the staring one where they like gaze into each other's eyes, or, you know, the physical touch thing? I think it's pushing it for Adam right now. He's made it clear, like, physically, I don't want to go there with her. So to push it, I think is doing more harm than good. That's my opinion. So he consistently says that he finds her attractive. He's just not attracted. Like, objectively, he can acknowledge that she's a beautiful woman, but is she somebody who he would want to rip the clothes off of? No, she's not. And it makes me think, like, if we're to assume that alcohol wasn't involved when they first had sex, maybe it was the sex. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't good. I don't know. Ross and Sasha also got the intimacy box. They did the hugging task, which it wasn't really an issue for them. They've been getting a lot closer physically. And she says that she thought it was going to be an issue because in the past she hasn't really felt safe with people, but because Ross makes her feel so safe, protected, she's able to be vulnerable with him. She's able to get more physical with him. Sex is still not on the table, but honestly, it doesn't have to be on the table. So, moving on. Paul meets with Holly and Alex. They are told to reflect on their arguments and to find ways that they can communicate better by like giving a safe word or setting certain boundaries that both of them shouldn't cross.
Betrayal.
Okay. Define that in the context of a boundary.
Yeah, she's trying to assassinate my character.
Yeah, you feel misrepresented.
Yeah, to people who have never met me. Can I finish my... And this is what annoys me. They're talking over me as well.
The stare. The stare's got to stop, Alex.
By me looking at you, I'm letting you know you've done something that I dislike.
I feel like Alex was more concerned about airing out his grievances than setting out his boundaries, but they agreed that they will not hash things out in public because they are better at resolving their issues in private. They agreed not to name call. They agreed that, Holly wants Alex to not give her the stare that he gives her. And honestly, I agree. He looks at her like he's trying to intimidate her. And because the cameras are rolling, I think he's like, he's in a way telling her like, stay in your lane. And you're lucky that things are rolling right now because I can't tell you what I actually want to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't like the way that he stares her down either. She says that it reminds her of her ex. Her ex used to do that same intimidating stare thing. So he's like, okay, yeah, I'm not going to do it. But why even, like, something tells me if they weren't on a show, this relationship would have gone very ugly. Things would have gotten very ugly between these two. Like I said in the last episode, I do think that this is a worse issue to have than the attraction issue that some of the other couples are having, because the toxicity of this can lead to a dangerous situation. I don't know to what extent, but all I'm saying is we're lucky the cameras are rolling, because I feel like that's what's keeping them in line. They know they have to be accountable because they're on a show. Moving on to episode 10, we have Charlie and Eve, who decide to be a united front yet again, going into the dinner party. As you can imagine, that did not last long, but we'll get to that later. Lacey is sick, so she will not be attending, and Alex and Holly are attending, but they're going separately because they recently had a fight. Now, according to Holly, she was being cheeky in the way that she was asking Alex to do things, but the way that he perceived it was that she was talking to him either like a dog or a child. And he did not appreciate that.
I was just going, Fred, draw. And he said, don't speak to me like a dog. Don't speak to me like you speak to your son. And I thought, do not bring my kids into it, first of all.
You then put your defences up. He put his
I didn't
defences
know.
up.
I went in the bathroom and sat on my own.
I think because communication is their biggest issue, it's a little bit too soon to be cheeky with him. I can see how Holly is just thinking, oh, I'm just taking a piss. Like, come on, it's not that deep. But if you're in a vulnerable space, maybe let's wait until we're on better terms to now be jokey. You know, you don't know what's going to poke the person, especially when you just said, be mindful of how you speak to me. And then you speak to him in a way that he perceives to be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, a little bit too soon for the cheeky jokes, but Alex comes in, they kiss immediately. They're completely disarmed. And I'm like, yeah, this is toxic. This is toxic. We need to talk these things through. Just kissing and making up and shoving things under the rug? Baby, dangerous. So at the first dinner party, I did say that the way Eve and Charlie are deciding to present as a united front, but aren't actually getting their stories straight, is gonna bite them in the butt. And I feel like that's what's happening this episode. So Eve is going on a smear campaign basically about Charlie. She has said some things to her friends before the dinner party. She's saying things now at the dinner party. Whereas Charlie is actually doing the united front thing. And she's like, no, things are great. We're working on it. It's a little bit choppy, but it is what it is. Then Miss Polly Pocket, who needs to stay in her pocket, okay? She decides to take it upon herself to confront Charlie on Eve's behalf.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. It's fake. Why have you walked in together?
What do you mean?
Like, why have you walked in together?
I just cannot fathom how you are putting yourself in this position. This is not fucking healthy, Eve. You cannot keep lying to yourself.
That's right. Have you acknowledged what you've done to her that's made her how she is with you? It's a bit of a bully.
Personally, I don't feel comfortable talking to you about it, if I'm totally honest.
Okay.
I wouldn't trust a story that is as one-sided as Eve's story is. You mean to tell me with this person who you just met, they are going to bully you. They're going to be so mean to you that you don't want to stay in the apartment with them, and you had no part to play in things going down this road. Like, you had no part at all. Eve never takes accountability for anything at all. And so now Polly, being the vigilante that she thinks that she is, wants to go and defend Eve without knowing that Eve herself is dismissive. She shuts down. She doesn't want to address conflict. She just wants Charlie to be like, I don't know what she wants Charlie to be, honestly, but whatever Charlie's doing, she's not okay with it. And she will never sit down and have a conversation long enough for them to come to some kind of resolve. But you think that the problem is solely on Charlie. And it doesn't help that Eve is easily prone to cry. So it looks like she is the perpetual victim when she plays a part too. Like, I don't know. It's just Polly. I feel like Polly has her own grievances with her man, but because she can't pick a fight with her man, she would rather pick a fight with other people's partners. Then Eve runs after Charlie because Charlie leaves the room. She's very upset. And she's like, I told her not to say anything. You know, I'm so sorry. I feel for you, whatever. So you would think like, okay, maybe she's having Charlie's back. But then she goes back in the room and tells Polly that she's happy that she said those things to Charlie. And I'm like, Eve, you're a flip-flopper. It's giving duplicitous. Like, we don't like that, girl. So the honesty box comes out. Emma says that sex is what needs to improve in her relationship. And if Casper was down, she would be down too. Then Sasha says that she learned that physical affection and vulnerability is easier when she feels safe with someone. Charlie says that Eve needs to give her a chance to actually redeem herself from the honeymoon. And Eve says that there is hope in them being as good as they were at the beginning of their relationship. Holly says she admires how reassuring Alex is because no one has made her feel as beautiful as he does. Rochelle says that the pace that she and Orson are going at is really good and that there's nothing he needs to do to deepen the relationship or she's going to feel like he's doing too much. Christina says that Kieran is also going at a good pace and he has taken her PMDD on the chin. He also says that he can see himself falling in love with her. Adam says that he has no plans to move Polly out of the friend zone because he's just not ready for that. And he misunderstood the question, which gets Polly irritated, which gets him irritated, and then everybody's irritated.
What do you think you should do to prevent us from being stuck in the friend zone?
And if I take it to that next step and then in a couple of weeks' time say, I'm not feeling it still, that would upset you and hurt you.
It says, what do you think should prevent us from getting stuck in the friend zone?
Oh, prevent? I thought it says take us.
No, what do you think you should do
to prevent...
Listen.
I get the question
prevent
now.
us from being
yeah, no,
in the
I
friend
get it
zone.
now. I just said I apologise for getting it wrong.
I reworded it in a way that you'd understand. I will fucking leave in a minute. You need to just shut up because I need to just listen to one person.
So for context, if you didn't watch the show, Polly had been so negative throughout the episode, not only to Charlie, but to Adam as well. So she said like, oh, you didn't pull out my chair. Oh, you're not even gonna cheers me. What else did she say? When everybody was kissing and she wanted more affection from, just all kinds of stuff. And honestly, she was being such a Debbie Downer, being so negative. She had been grinding his gears for so long, and finally he just bit back. And then she's like, oh my, Polly, no, no, Polly, you are not the victim here. Not at all. She was trying to basically make him look stupid in front of everybody. Like, well, let me read it back to you and break it down in words you can understand. Don't belittle me in front of people. Are you? I did not like Polly this episode at all. At all. And finally, the room is starting to realize, hold on, Polly got a little bit of an attitude to her, because everybody up until this point had been siding with Polly. Even some of the girls who are Polly's friends were looking at Polly like, okay, well, I think you're doing a little bit much now. I do think that Adam is putting on a front, and it's funny because the experts were like, when Adam speaks, I feel like there's more he wants to say. I agree. I think that he's holding his tongue because he knows he's already in a situation where he's going to look like the bad guy no matter what he says. Now, he could phrase things a little bit better, but no matter what he says, he's going to look like the bad guy. Whereas with Polly, the whole physical attraction thing, when you put that to bed, her attitude stinks. She constantly looks for issues. She's all up on this man that she knows has asked for space, has asked for time to build on the physical component of things. And she's just pushing it. No. I'm not siding with Adam, but I can understand where Adam's coming from. Absolutely. We'll see what happens in the next episode. Again, if the episode is not giving enough to fill out the video, I will just bulk it with episode 12. But if not, then I'll just do one video at a time. So as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.